It's absolutely crazy to think about this, but G4 TV is perhaps already dead. They're currently bleeding subscribers, their fan base is incredibly pissed, and today I want to talk about what's led to this. What's up, gamers? DreamcastGuy here, and before we start to completely shred G4 and how absolutely pathetic they are in certain ways, I want to quickly say that they weren't always this suck. Back in the day, G4 TV, television for gamers, was such an influential juggernaut. Like, straight up, it was so cool to see people like Morgan Webb and Olivia Munn, and of course Adam Sessler, talk about video games on the television, which sounds so basic now in the era of internet and streaming, but at the time it was just completely bonkers to have people come out and seriously discuss frame rates and polygons and resolution, or really sort of have a round table talk about some new big game's story. This was incredibly important, and I truly believe we would not have video games as they are today without G4 back then. But recently, they tried to come back. About 2 months ago, they decided to sort of make this triumphant return to the industry, but nobody really cares that much. Their views have been incredibly low, and now they've managed to stir up a lot of drama because it seems like some of their hosts, they seem like they hate gamers. Let's begin with this. Here's sort of the clip that ignited a lot of the controversy.
It wasn't exclusive.
It was exclusive?
I don't know. I feel like there's so many titles, and I don't think that Sony has enough good exclusives right now, comparatively probably to what Game Pass and Xbox exclusives will offer me. That between like the Hogwarts Legacy game, between the fact that we could have 2 incredible RPG series in 2022 or even 2023.
Okay, so obviously this is just a screen recording because they've pretty much tried to delete this off the internet. Well, what this is that this is a lot of the hosts having one of their typical talks about the future of video games. You know, console wars, but in a playful way. This woman here, FROSK, claims that PlayStation is dead in the water. That was her actual words. PlayStation doesn't have an exclusive. She claims that Hogwarts Legacy is an Xbox exclusive, even though it's only coming to Sony. Pretty much all of her facts were completely wrong. You know what? That's fine. We make mistakes. What sort of made this clip extra strange, and I do think part of the reason it went so incredibly viral, is that nobody steps in to correct her. These are all very, very hardcore, very established gamers who know their stuff, and yet nobody decided to say, hey, what the hell are you doing? What the hell are you talking about? It's interesting that everybody kind of just decided to sit there and go, all right, sure, spit those facts. And what started to happen is FROSK, which is the name of this woman, she started to get a lot of blowback. Now, after that video started to go viral, we saw a lot of people just basically asking her for an explanation why she's just speaking so negatively of Sony, and also just getting all the facts completely wrong. And also, more than that, asking if maybe she's being paid by Xbox, or, you know, is she playing devil's advocate? Sometimes there is a thing where if you're on a podcast, you purposely say something slightly wrong to stir up conversation. I mean, even I've personally done that. But then she basically said that anybody trying to correct her is a sexist jerk. Now, I'm going to show you a little bit of this clip that's probably going to lead to the death of G4. I'm talking about E3 and G4 at once.
But I actually want to talk about something so much more important than Red Dead Online. Sexism in gaming. In joining G4...
This is not where I thought
Now, real quick before anything else, The Completionist, absolute awesome guy. I still think this is one of the best YouTubers. I've actually talked to him privately. Very cool guy. This is Adam Sessler over here, and I guess he's just such a busy man. He can't show up to work. It's very weird that everybody is here and he's just video calling, but, you know, go off.
you're going,
I know,
but I'm here.
I had
I'm
no
here.
idea.
I'm listening.
Yeah.
In joining G4, I was ecstatic to be part of something that I grew up watching as a child. But every time G4 is brought up in various channels, even in this YouTube channel, we have the chat in front of us, I can see you, without a doubt, there will be backlash because I'm not as bangable as the previous.
Okay, so she goes on for a couple minutes here, and as you could tell, she's angry. She's extremely angry, and her major focus of the point is that women get more backlash in this industry than men. There's a lot of accusations in the statement that I don't want to watch this whole 4-minute video, but she basically goes on to claim that when she's doing a review, if she's more negative, people hate her more, like she's not allowed to speak as freely as her male counterparts. A lot of very specific accusations that feel a bit strange. But after this, as you can see, it is getting completely downvote bombed. This video has 200,000 views. It is just absolutely being tanked. 40,000 dislikes almost now. To go with this, though, it seems like this YouTube channel is just pretty dead in general. Like, here's Xplay's content. Like, this video from yesterday has 1,000 views. This video has 1.4 thousand views. Like, this weird rant about how people are sexist jerks is the only times they've ever gotten views pretty much at all. Now, more than that, I do want to quickly say that it just feels weird. This feels like some weird, desperate ploy for attention. Looking at their YouTube channel, like, it's bizarre to me that they have like 1/4 of the views I have for this month. Very, very strange. The channel seems so completely unsuccessful that some people are starting to think that perhaps this is just some sort of, fake controversy. They want her to come out here and pretend that everybody sucks to stir up some drama. But what's really making this dumpster fire sort of just burn the brightest is the fact that even if this is just a manufactured controversy, even if this is just some fake backlash, the drama is now real. And FROSK herself seems like a very strange person because if we could just be clear, she seems very, very strange as a person. She basically deleted all of her tweets. She started saying that if you want to try and ask her questions or interview her about her weird statements, you have to go through her agent. See right here, I cleaned out all my socials. Now, part of the reason she deleted all of her tweets is because the night before this, she started saying, if you would like to have me on your YouTube channel, if you would like to ask me questions about the mistakes I've made on air or whatever, she started saying, talk to my agent. She's too Hollywood to talk to the gamers directly. But then people found out that the email for her agent was fake. So either she doesn't have an agent or this is some weird way of trying to lie to gamers even more. And the whole thing has just caused a tremendous amount of blowback from every single corner of the internet. Like, here's their official Reddit called FROSK Speaking the Truth. This is the G4 TV subreddit. And I love this right here. It sucks that of all the G4 TV shows, that Xplay has the most friction from the audience. Adam, while beloved, is on record with the gaming community being rough on him. Basically, Adam Sessler has said that gamers suck. He's basically said some stuff about how, gamers are the scum of the earth, that a lot of average gamers can be bad people. I think he was being hyperbolic because he was having a bad day, but it's weird that, yes, there is a lot of statements that Adam Sessler, despite the fact that he is now the host of a show about gaming again, doesn't exactly seem to love gaming the way he did back in the early G4 days. FROSK getting a lot of hate. Gerard has said that the chat sort of crashes him. Like, this entire show now is at a point where it is just not a smooth experience. Now, what's more interesting about this is that now that we sort of have this going, we have all these different hosts sort of having these roundtable discussions. People have started to dig up lots and lots of drama about everybody involved in G4. It turns out that Kevin Pereira was actually basically scamming people at one point. He was running a live stream and he was doing like bots to boost the numbers to get special advertising deals. So in a way, he was kind of stealing money, and that all blew up in his face when it was revealed. A lot of these people that are even on the couch during this one clip, people have started to dig through this guy's social media, and he's a bit of a creep as well. It just feels like G4 TV is not the place to have this style of discussion, and it's certainly just tanking their viewership. It's making it where the conversation is no longer about the video games. I mean, I'll be honest, like, I don't know what any of these people love or hate. Like, everybody is just trying to be as soft and nice and marketable and advertisable, and everybody wants their Twitter check mark. And it feels like everybody now just doesn't care about this bland version of G4. When I think about G4 back in the day, I think about some of their kind of edgy skits they did, like, having Olivia Munn have a show called Olivia's Panties, where she would jump around in a skirt and stuff like that. that was made to be provocative. I don't think that was made to necessarily be like, horny content. I think it was specifically designed to push the envelope and be crazy and quirky and weird. Gamers had not had the microphone, so it felt like almost a parody to come out and do stuff so ridiculous. The fact that now all G4 does is these roundtable discussions that are just so freaking set up, like Call of Duty sitting out on a shelf and this unplugged Sega Genesis laying on a table next to Anthem. It feels like everything about this is just so manufactured and fake. How many people are sitting just off screen right now telling them their lines, telling them what to say? And no hate on that, a job's a job, but my thought is that if I could be brutally honest, G4 has to die. Like, we're now in the era of YouTubers. We're in this time period now where anybody with a camera and a microphone can just make content. I'm going to show you guys something here, and some of you probably aren't even going to believe this, but it's absolutely true. My first 100,000 subscribers on YouTube I got by filming my videos on an iPod Touch. Not even an actual iPhone, an iPod Touch. I used to set up my little iPod Touch and I'd actually just press record. I'd talk about the news of gaming every single day, and then I'd press stop and there was an auto upload button. And that was it. In fact, at the end of my videos, when I say keep dreaming, I did that because I used to press stop with my finger. And you know what? That stuff got views. That stuff blew up. That stuff made it where I could quit my job and just talk about games even more and do the big successful reviews and stuff like that. I am a single person. I'm not saying that I'm good at my job. I'm saying that I think that this is what people want now. We're in an era where people would rather have one person speaking honestly about their opinions, even if they do disagree with it, than a roundtable discussion of different people trying to basically have these clean-cut ties discussing what's going on in the gaming industry. The idea of G4 in general was much more cool in the past. I was fascinated with it just as much as everybody else. But now we're just at a point where these studio props, everybody having these special clean takes, having a speech about, who's the least sexist in the room, stuff like this, I just don't feel like it's not clean cut the way that they probably intend. I cannot possibly watch G4 anymore. And I feel bad because some of the people I've talked to, they seem like nice people. I just can't possibly care. I'm definitely just at a point personally where I would rather watch so many long-form content YouTube videos, and I'd rather dig into all these different subjects and different games and different art forms, and I just don't care about what a bunch of people in a film studio could say rather than just one of my friends talking into a cell phone. In this era we're in now, it's all about instantaneous content. It's all about quick reactions, quick talks, big news topics. And it's interesting that people still think that G4 could even exist, even if it did have actually good hosts on it. But I just wanted to talk about this because honestly, it is interesting that they've managed to crash and burn what is probably a very expensive experiment. But what do you think about all this? Are you happy? Are you sad that G4 is gone? I guess they still exist right now, but it feels like their numbers have been steadily decreasing. Thank you so much for watching, gamers. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a giant thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe if you haven't already. But do me the biggest favor of all, and keep dreaming. Woo! Thanks so much for watching that video. If you want to see something else, you can always click this link to see what I put up last, or, subscribe and see what's coming up next. Also, I promise that whatever I do, it'll try not to suck.